Hi guys! Welcome to my channel! Today, I'm going to share with you my top 5 favorite places in Israel. Fifth, the Arava Desert. I love the Arava Desert because it is so beautiful and it's so peaceful. I remember we went for a jeep tour together with Daphna, Boaz, Ima Gila, Yinon, and it's just so amazing. We saw a lot of camels and also ibex. So, wow! I was just so surprised as well, seeing ibex like with my own eyes, and the camels, they're just in the wild. So
wow,
I really love the desert. And for me, the desert is so peaceful and it's so calm, and it's like a place for you to unwind or to just get out from the city and just, enjoy the calming and the peaceful atmosphere of the desert. It's like the place of solitude. If you want to have a quiet time or you want to have a time for yourself, and sometimes you just want to be away from the noise of the city, so it was really beautiful and I really love go there and to visit there. And also, if you will see the trees, like those dry trees with no leaf, wow, they're just so beautiful. I don't know, but I find them so beautiful, standing in the middle of the desert. It's amazing to see it. I've seen a lot of desert plants, and yeah, I put it in my top 5 favorite places because, to tell you guys honestly, whenever we went to the southern Israel, I always look forward to see the desert. Like, wow, it's just so quiet and peaceful. Fourth is the Deir Hana. So I've been to this part of Israel, in the northern part of Israel. The place is called Deir Hana, where we saw the oldest olive tree in Israel. This place is not very well known. Like, few people already visited in this place, and then few people also have been to this place. And it was a place that is so amazing and so beautiful, and I recommend you guys to see it because we went first to this monastery up in the hill, and the monastery is just so beautiful, really. And the construction of the monastery was not like super boungacious, something like that, but it is a simple monastery but have a very special design, and I really love it. And yep, you can see some photos. And it was amazing to see this kind of monastery up in the hill, and then when you were in the hill you can see the view of the Sea of Galilee. So it's really beautiful, very beautiful place. So I really love it, and it's one of my favorite place. And then when you go a little bit down, you can see there are a lot of olive trees, which is one of the oldest olive tree here in Israel, which is approximately 2,000 years old. Yes guys, 2,000 years old. And I was so blessed and I was so amazed to see and to touch it, this olive tree. I even hung it because they're so big, and they have big trunks, and their roots are so thick. I've seen one of the oldest olive tree in Israel. This site is not common for the group or private tours. They don't usually visit it. But guys, I recommend you to visit this place because it's really, really beautiful. Thirdly, of course, the Sea of Galilee. So the Sea of Galilee is one of my top 5 favorite places in Israel. I really love the Sea of Galilee because there's a lot of incidents in the Bible that happen here, like when Yeshua walked in the water, the feeding of the multitudes, and there's a lot more when Peter tried to walk on it, when Yeshua called him to walk and then he got drawn, and as well when Yeshua was resurrected from the dead and he showed himself again to the disciples. So as you all know the story, when he asked the disciples to cast the net again, and then they caught a lot of fishes. So the Sea of Galilee have this magic to bring you back all those biblical incident when you were riding the boat over there, because it's just so calm and peaceful. And then Daniel Carmel will sing a song, like a worship song, when you were in the boat. Wow, it's just amazing experience, and I think it's one of a lifetime experience that you will never forget when you visit Israel and you do the worship there in the Sea of Galilee, because your Messiah walked there like 2,000 years ago. So to be in the same place where he have been is such a blessing. I love eating St. Peter fish too. You know, like in the Philippines we call it like tilapia. So when I first came here, I was like, okay, let's taste the St. Peter fish. So I thought, what is the St. Peter fish? And then when I saw it, it was like, it's tilapia in my country. So, but this one is coming directly from the Sea of Galilee in a freshwater lake. So it's really delicious. I really love it. Second is Shiloh, the ancient Shiloh. So I really love this place, and it's included in my top 5 because it was so amazingly moving when you arrive to this place. Like when you were there, I don't know how other people feel, but when you were there, you can really feel the connection to this place. Ancient Shiloh is where the tabernacle stood, and as well this is where Hannah prayed for a son, on which the Lord answered her and gave her Samuel. When you go there, there is a place, but you can see as the photos. Yeah, so there's this certain place where Hannah prayed for a son, and then you can read there the prayer of Hannah. Also, when you go there, you can see a lot of archaeological evidence, like the pottery, the stone from 2,000 years ago. It's like touching the past. If you really like archaeology, history, and more of the biblical perspective regarding the site, you can take a local guide over there who can guide you in all the places and the sites. As the Bible says, all Israel gathered there to pray. Just imagine how many people were there and celebrating, and yep. Shiloh is a very important place to me and very close to my heart, because when I went there, I really feel the connection, and I really felt something that I cannot explain, and I know that I will go back there again in Shiloh. I thought to myself that it's not the last time that I will visit Shiloh, but I will keep coming back. I really love Shiloh, guys. You should visit it to just realize the tabernacle stood there and the Ark of Covenant is there. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm like standing on the holy ground, because this is the place where the Ark of the Covenant once rested. The Ark of the Covenant was there before, so it was like, oh, I'm standing on the holy ground. So I don't know, but for me it was such a mind-blowing experience, and I really enjoyed my visit in ancient Shiloh, and I hope to come back very soon once this pandemic is over. I really want to tour Israel again, like all over. And for my top one, my most favorite place in Israel is tada! The Kotel, the Western Wall, of course. So this is my first and most favorite place in Israel, the Kotel, because it's like my meeting place. It's my secret. It's actually not secret because a lot of people are praying over there. Also, the Bible says that this will be a place of worship and prayer for all the nations. So for me, it's my secret place where I pray and communicate with God on my own way, because everyone have their own way on which they feel more closer to Him, to God. And for me, going to the Kotel and praying over there is one of the way that I feel really closer to Him. The Kotel is a part of the temple which King Solomon built. I joined a tour where I joined a lot of tours actually. So I've been to Western Wall Tunnel for few times when the Western Wall Tunnel just opened for the tourists to come and visit, or it opened for visitors. So I joined that on 2015, and then I also tour Western Wall Tunnel again because I always need it for my job, like for educational tours. We all have that in making itinerary for the group. So I usually join a lot of tours here in Israel. And yep, so when you join this Western Wall Tunnel tour, you go inside and they will really bring you to the place which is close to the Holy of Holies. The Holy of Holies is the place where only the priest is allowed to go there because, of course, the Ark of the Covenant was there. So I also joined this tour to Al-Aqsa. It's so hard to say the name. I also joined the tour in touring the Dome of Rock. So we went there and you can see how big is the temple. I was like, wow, you know, like, because you can only see the wall from the outside, but when you go to the Dome of the Rock over there where the temple once stood, when you see with your own eyes how big is the place and the space, you will really get amazed and you will have a picture on how it is during the ancient times. From there, I gained a bigger perspective on how the temple looked like during those times. It was amazing. As you all know, King Solomon have been well known all over the world. Glorious reign of him, the prosperity of Israel when he was the king. So yep. The Kotel is my most favorite place in Israel, and I always try to go there even once a month to go up to Zion and to pray there in the Kotel. But during this lockdown, of course, I cannot go. It's locked down. So hopefully this pandemic will soon be over, and yep, and our life will go back to normal. But that's my top 5 favorite place in Israel, guys. So I want to know what is your favorite place here in the land as well. So please leave a comment of your favorite place, even your top 5 only like mine, because if I will tell you like top 20, I have a lot. So it was really hard for me to make the decisions for top 5 because I have a lot of favorite places here, really a lot. But I need to make a decision because I need to make top 5 only. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and hope you learned something from me, from all those places that I have mentioned. And yep, see you again in my next vlog, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Bye.